Hey everyone, time for another weekly update. We'll take a look at the markets and a few coins that I'm interested in going into these next few weeks. I'm just going to jump right into it. I'm going to keep this video short. Before I do that, I'm going to go over the calls that I have made in the server and what we're currently in. So first up, Floki. Got a 20% move on Floki. I still think this has a while to go. I think new highs are actually on the horizon. We just have to flip this resistance here. TP already hit, so flip that, and then we can easily accelerate to the next one. Okay. Next one, Sol gave this around 153. DCA's filled. TP 1 and 2 hit. We currently have a 20% move. TP 3 hit, missed by just a brief amount. Mumu, one of the riskiest plays that I gave. We were up from average around 30%. So, I mentioned like you guys can take profits whenever you want. I will dump on all of you around here. Okay, so that would be around a 200%. Okay, but currently we're up 30%. If you're happy, go ahead and take profits. It's on you from that point on what happens. Okay. Bitcoin. Okay, so we have an average of 61.5. We are currently up around 11% on Bitcoin. Well, we were up 11%. At this current price, we're up about 9%, 9.5. TP1 is hit. My final TP on this short-term trade is around 71K. I do think we go to all-time highs, but we take it level by level. So that's what I'm looking for on Bitcoin. Popcat hit $1. I was looking for only a 15% move, and we got that. So I gave this to you guys around 73 cents. We got it perfectly. We exited around, like I said, a 15% move. It hit $1, up around 35%. If you guys are still in, it's in price discovery. So if you guys are happy with your profits, again, go ahead and take it. Dog with a hat, whiff. Okay. Whoops. I gave this one as well. This was prior to it crashing, right? We got the last final DC at 1.5. I sold this way too early. Our average was around 1.6. I sold this for a 12% move. Missed the rest on that. That's totally fine. Again, these are short-term trades, so I'm not really worried about that. The current play that I'm currently in and waiting to play out is ONDO. And this will take some time, but we have a 3-drive pattern here, also a little bull flag, and this is reminiscing of, Bitcoin before it broke out. If we go to that, wherever it is, let me just draw that flag really quickly. Here it is. Okay, so this bull flag, this little 3-drive, looks exactly like ONDO before it broke out. ONDO has always been strong on dips, so I'm looking for the same exact thing here. I just need a breakout and clear hold. We've been rejecting, whoops, where's the daily? We've been rejecting from this downtrend resistance. Okay, we're also at horizontal resistance. So if we can get a breakout and retest and flip that, then I think we start targeting about a 20% move, and that's where I'm looking to get out. Okay, so in the Discord and the servers that I'm in, I've given 9 spot calls over the course of 2 weeks. Most of them, I've hit TPs up around 20-30%. Like I said, I'm not going to be updating any more plays on my Twitter account. Everything will be in the servers. The reason for that is because I'm not going to be answering or entertaining DMs on Twitter anymore. Bunch of idiots. So everything will be in the servers and in my videos, but everything in detail will be posted and planned in the servers. Okay. So let's take a look at Bitcoin really quickly. Okay, so this is the same chart that I literally haven't touched. All right, We have reclaimed the trend line, and this is where things become a little dangerous in terms of us being cautious. Okay, so 67.2 is the level that we need to hold. We need to flip this level. All right, so we got the breakout already. We still have 16 hours until the current daily flips or closes. So we need to close above this level. Okay, because look what happened the last time we closed above this level. We broke out here, we closed above, right there, right? And then we start to continue to go higher and higher, right? So once we closed and flipped this level, we got a 7% move and we got back to range highs, okay? Same thing here. We need to close above, flip this level into support. We have this 12, I think it's a 12-hour order block. Or what did I draw it off? 8-hour order block. We rejected from it. And I just don't want this to be a deviation. Okay, so like if we were talking about this here, right? Yes, we broke out, but then we deviated back below into this resistance. I hope that this move was not for nothing, okay? Because if we deviate back below and we retest this and reject, then we can just be putting in another lower high here and going back down. Now, if we go back down, the area where I'm interested in getting longs is this area here. Okay, very crucial point to hold. Okay, it is also the actual retest of this breakout point. Also, it falls in line perfectly with the trend line retest. Okay, so anything in my opinion from 65 down to 64k is a long. That is also going to be the mid range. This is your range high around 71.5, 72. This is your range low around 61 to 60, and between that is your mid range, which is the area where I want to be flipped into support. Again, we have not flipped it into support. We broke out here, so I'm looking for a move down, and that's where I would like to initially get long. Now, I don't know if we get that pullback. If we do, it's a long. We had this move down to 65. Okay, that was as close as we came. The market reacted to Dementia Man, stepping down. So this, in my opinion, is going to be your box to buy. Okay, so 65 down to 64. All right, let's call that our buy zone. Okay. The reason for that is we also have demand here as well. Well, demand zone. Okay, so we have consolidation, demand zone, order block as well. All that signs of longs. Now, we had a huge move up. So why aren't you working? All right. So basically, 65 down to 64. Manual stops around 62, and we are targeting about 75 to 76k. Okay, so about a 3-hour trade. All right, now this is going to be a spot trade. I'm a spot trader. If I do give a lever trade, it'll be in the Discord. All right, let's take a look at ETH. Tuesday, I think the ETF goes live. I may be mistaken, but this was my original trade plan. All right, now if we take a look at this fractal, right? We had a breakout. Now if I extend this a little further down, okay. So we had a breakout, a little falling wedge. We are back at resistance here. We had a failed breakout attempt. Now, the day is young. We have 16 hours left, right? If we can close this candle green and close above, bullish for us. Okay, we need to close above 3,500. I'm not saying that we get this dip down into this retest point, but keep in mind that when the Bitcoin ETFs went live, we had like a 20% or 15 to 20% dump. Okay, something can happen like this, where if we go live on Tuesday, we get a dump down into the 3K region. I don't think that happens again, but my trigger to go long is either a flip of this here, right? So we need this level to flip to support before we go long, or we get a move down into this SR point, and that is where I start scaling into longs down to 3100-ish. All right, and then I'm targeting new all-time highs from there. Okay, so that is the triggers to go long. Either we flip this 3500 into support, or we start longing at 3270 down to 3100. Manual stops would be below 2800, and we're targeting new highs on ETH. Okay. For Sol, I'm in this spot from 173, but where I'd like to add, let's go to a clean chart. Okay. I would ideally, actually, let's go here. I would ideally like a move back into this 174. I don't think we get this, but if we ever do, if we get a deep move into this demand zone / order block from 164 to 155, that is where I will go ahead and add to my positions. But I will start scaling in from 174 down to 155. Bring my average to like there. Manual stops, targeting all-time highs. Okay. Everything lines up with that point. So start scaling at the SR point. You go in light. Okay. Let's draw some fibs. Actually draw from this point here. Lows to the highs, retracement. Golden pocket would be your entry around 165. DCA 159. Now the reason why I don't want to wait until this point and start adding to my positions here is because this is a crucial point to flip, right? We've had all of this rejections, resistance, right? Deviation, resistance, resistance. So if we get a move to here and we can flip that into support, I will start scaling into my positions lightly, DCA more heavily in this box, and then move up. Okay, that's what I would personally like, but let's see what happens. Now, if Bitcoin goes to that 65K region, so let's talk about it, right? From today's highs, Bitcoin dropped, what, like 1.3, 1.4K, and then Sol dropped around $7, right? So if we were to drop another 2K, that's 65, and we can lose another, $10, $12. Yeah, that is a perfect point to go into Sol. So start scaling in at 174. You're not going to time the bottom, okay? And then DCA from 164 down to 155. All right. ONDO I already covered. If we need this flip into support, otherwise a bids down to $1 to 98 cents look good. This has been holding pretty strong, right? Although we are making lower lows and lower highs on this time frame, we are still putting in macro higher lows. Okay, so yes, we can still come down to here, but I think that this is your buy zone. Put in a little double bottom, and then break out and go higher. Okay. Now, the coin that I've been trading heavily has been Sol because of the volatility. Sol has been an outlier. It's been very strong, especially on dips. especially on today's dip, that liquidation candle, right? Look at this. We went from 177 down to 169 within an hour, and then within 2 hours we were up at like 186. Okay, so Sol has been very strong, performing very strong on these dips, and I continue to want to add to my positions. Obviously, the ETH ETF makes ETH enticing as well. So basically, the big three, ETH, Bitcoin, and Sol, are the ones that I've been trading because the volatility has been there. Not taking away from the coins that have been showing strength. Meme coins have been showing strength. Dog coins have been showing strength. The number one cat coin, Popcat, has been showing strength as well. But if the ETF continues to run, okay, or sorry, if the ETF approves, you want to focus on ETH betas. Okay, those ETH betas are going to be LDO and OP along with ENS. Okay, now I hate trading this coin because I'm more wrong than right. Okay, with this coin, but I mean, looks decent, right? We have a little falling wedge. Let's go to a 3-day chart. Okay. We got a little falling wedge here. Now we are at a crucial resistance point. We rejected from, right? I think if we can flip this $2 point where we rejected from, this coin can run. Now, obviously, if the ETH ETF does well, coins get traded well, this is going to be, a coin that runs extremely well. Like today, ETH ran from like what? We went down to 3408-ish or 3410, and then back to 35, 60, 70. Look at this, like from the lows to the highs, this did 8-9%, right? If we take a look at ETH, okay, and we have that move down, right? So although ETH is going to be the top-notch coin to trade during this thing, focus on the betas. LDO was up 9%, ETH was up 4%, right? Take a look at ENS. Okay, same thing on that dip, right? $10. Okay, OP. Okay, almost 7%. I said $10. Sorry, 10%. So focus on these betas because they're going to offer a higher return on investment. So let's start taking a look at OP here. Okay. Now OP has been on a grind up, right? We actually have broken structure. There's your broken structure. Went above, flipped it into support. So this is in an uptrend. Okay. I'm not sure how far or how much of a dip we'll get in the market, but anything from 181 to 175 is a good buy. We have strong demand zone there. Now, if we get a huge dip and get a liquidation capitulation candle, this will get stopped out. But for spot positions, I think this does well. Okay, so a move down to 180. I want to say 181 down to 175. I know I put this a little bit higher, but move down to there. Okay, put in another higher low, and TPs would come at 2.1. Okay, 2.3 and 2.5. Okay, clear 5-hour trade, easy. Okay, let's take a look at LDO. All right. Like I said, we got rejected from resistance. Okay. And we got a falling wedge action. Now that was a 3-day falling wedge that I had drawn. Here is your daily. Here's your daily dose of libido. Libido. Lido. Alright, it's late. I'm a little drunk. Okay. We got range lows here. Okay. Here is your range highs. Here's your mid range. So I think if you can get I think this will actually go higher. But bids from 171 down to 150. Okay. And then TP1 would be mid-range. TP2 would be range highs. And then this continues to run. If this breaks out, you have technical targets of around, right, 105% move, around $3.85. I'm not saying this coin is going to double. These are just technical targets of this falling wedge, but I think that is a good area to get if we can get a further dip. Okay, let's take a look at ENS. So ENS is currently in this range here. All right. Resistance from range highs. We have support down here. Now, the more this resistance is touched, the weaker it's going to be. But we are smarter than that. We are going to long range lows. Okay. Now this chart looks disgusting with all these wicks. This is a more riskier play in terms of, the betas, but long range lows. Okay, we have support here. Now the longer this takes, you want the confluence of the trend line as well. So starting bids, and this would be more of a spot play than leverage. Okay. So when ETH ran, okay, look how well did this. This did. Stop drinking, Arsh. Okay. So this was when ETH pumped. Right? If we can get that movement again on ETH, I think this continues to break out from its highs and goes much higher. So a move down to 125.4 all the way down to, 25.4 down to 25 with your stops below 24.38, you can get about a 3.5R trade. All right. Those are the coins that I'm currently looking at. Obviously, I'm still in mine. I'm looking to add more to Sol, and like I said, around 160, 174 down to 160 or 155 is where I'm going to be looking to add. But right now, it's the patience game. We rejected already. We have the news of Biden stepping down. A lot's going to happen this week in the markets. So we're going to have to be patient to see what's going to happen, let the Monday range form, and then we can take trades from there. All right. So it's going to be a quick video on me on this one. Hope you guys, stay safe this week, and let's get back into it.